Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we have some crazy information to go over as we've been getting some bombshell pieces of news information with Pokemon Go regarding Kyurem Black and White, as well as a few other things that we're going to be going over on another video here. So make sure you do have notifications on. Now, everything that we were expecting is pretty much what's going to be happening here for Kyurem Black and White. I'm not going to sit over here and say, oh, I called it. Oh, like, give me a break, okay? I keep going around on X or on the internet, and I keep seeing people saying, oh, I called it. Usually these smaller influencers who've got like 1,000 subscribers, like, you didn't call anything, okay? We already knew it was coming. What did you call? Nothing. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. This is looking pretty crazy. Again, pretty much everything that we were kind of predicting that was going to happen here. Again, I'm not saying I called it. It's just pretty much self-explanatory at this point, seeing that we've already received Necrozma with its fusion, and it is pretty much going to be working in the same way. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into this. Very excited for this, and well, let's just go ahead and start this now. All right, so how to fuse Kyurem. Trainers will have the opportunity to catch Kyurem in its unfused form after you defeat Kyurem Black and White in the raids. So much like Dawn Wings and Duskmane, you're going to be battling those in raids, and then after the fact, you're going to be able to catch it, and of course, it could be shiny, and then you'll be able to get extra rewards as far as like energy and candy that we're going to need, that we're going to go over here in a second. So trainers can fuse Kyurem to Zekrom using 1,000 volt energy, 30 Kyurem candies, and 30 Zekrom candies. So there you go. That's how you're going to be able to do it. So essentially, it's just going to be like Necrozma, Dawnwing, and Duskmane. Now, if you're wondering, okay, well, which one is going to be picking up the shiny? If one is not shiny, which one is going to carry over the IVs? Same way as before, folks, unless Niantic wants to do something different, which I highly doubt. So essentially, everything is going to be riding on your Kyurem. If it's shiny, it's going to transfer that over. If it's 100, it's going to transfer that over. If it's 98, transfer over. And if you fuse it with, say, a Zekrom that's 98 or so 100, and your Kyurem is like a 98, it's going to be a 98. If your Zekrom is shiny and your Kyurem is not, it is not going to be a shiny when you fuse them. So that's how it's going to work, okay? All right, let's keep moving on here. Kyurem White, same thing. 1,000 Blaze fuse energy, 30 Kyurem candies, and 30 Reshiram candies. The fuse Kyurem will remain in its form until the trainers separate them. So essentially, just like Necrozma. Exactly like Necrozma. Now, how do you do it? Like, what else do you need? Well, trainers can fuse them together with these energies, but there is a little bit of a catch here. Let's keep it moving here. Fused Kyurem will remain in their form until the trainers separate them. We already went over that. Okay, we didn't need to go over that anymore. All right, so anyways, new appearance is not the only thing that will be happening with Pokemon Fuse. When you fuse Kyurem that knows the charge attack Glaciate with Zekrom or Reshiram, Glaciate will transform into a new attack, okay? So there is a little bit of a catch here, and when it comes down to Kyurem knowing Glaciate, it is a legacy move. So if you don't have one, maybe you have 100 and it doesn't have Glaciate, you can use an Elite Charge TM. But remember, we're going to be battling Kyurem Black and White in raids like crazy. I would assume they're going to have like a no limit remote time for a couple of days, or at least increase it to 20. You know how they do now. You're going to be going nuts doing Kyurem raids, so just keep that in mind before you use any charge TMs. You don't need to get too hasty quite yet. Just hold off on that and just see if you can get a better one. I'm assuming they're going to be giving you Glaciate when you do catch it. That would only make sense at this point, right? So there is that. You will be receiving new moves if you do have the Glaciate, right? It doesn't mean that you can't fuse them. It means that you're going to be picking up a particular move once you do fuse them. So keep that one in mind too, right? Black Kyurem Freeze Shock. After fusing Zekrom with Kyurem that knows the charge attack Glaciate, Glaciate will transform into the attack Freeze Shock. Freeze Shock will change back to the Glaciate when you do defuse them, okay? So there is that. So pretty awesome stuff. Zekrom will learn that new charge attack, Freeze Shock. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Kyurem White's Ice Burn. All right, so after you fuse them, so Kyurem White will learn Ice Burn, essentially, right? We don't need to go over all of that. If the Kyurem has Glaciate. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, again, if you have the energies and all the candies needed to fuse them initially, you can fuse them if your Kyurem doesn't have the Glaciate move. That's just going to give you a new move when you do fuse them together, which is going to make it that much more better. You basically want it to have that move. It'll be kind of silly if you didn't do that, right? All right, so some of the first people who are going to be able to take advantage of this fusion here are going to be the people who are actually going to be attending the in-person thing for the Los Angeles and the other places that they're actually going to be holding this here. So again, like they typically do, the people who attend the events in person are going to be able to actually have access to these before anybody else, and probably so for about a week before, or until we have our actual event. So it's nothing new, typical stuff, no big deal, right? But there is a little something that people are wondering. What about Bolt Strike and Blue Flare? Well, those are some signature moves for Kyurem Black and White as well. Well, folks, you have to remember that they're trying to make this a forever game, right? And they're not going to just throw everything at you all at once. Of course they're not. No, of course not. This is going to come at a later time. They haven't even mentioned their particular adventure effects as well, because it seems like Kyurem Black and White are also going to have their own particular adventure effects that have been found in the data mine, which we're not 100% sure what they're actually going to do. So keep that in mind as well. Again, you don't want to just throw everything all at once at us, or else the game is just going to be dull, right? And if you're thinking, well, the game's already dull. Okay, well, we're not going to go down that path right now. You get what I'm saying. It's a slow rollout. That's just what Niantic does. Don't shoot the messenger. All right, now we'll go ahead and just start this video. I'll just show you my collection that I do have going on here. So I do have this nice 98 that you've probably seen like 100 times by now. It does have Glaciate. Did not use an Elite Charge TM. It just simply had that. Don't know which one I'm going to fuse it with quite yet, but I am going to try to get enough candies to actually make another Kyurem Black and White. I don't know which one I'm going to go with first, to be honest, but I do want enough to make both Kyurem Black and White separate, right? Just like Necrozma, Dawnwings, and Duskmane, I have two 100s and they're separate, and I can just, use them whenever I want, right? In raids or something like that. And I'm going to do that same thing. It's going to be a lot of work to do all these raids, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to go hard. Twice or 3 times a year is when I just go super, super hard on these particular raids, when it's actually worthwhile. A lot of times, some of these raids are just worth nothing. Speaking of that, we're going to be seeing Gigantamax legendaries, and now we're going to have to do it all over again. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been maxing. Well, no, I can't say that's one of the reasons why. We'll get into it in another video. We'll slow our roll here. But I just wanted to bring you this information. Looking pretty interesting, not too difficult. Works in the same kind of way as Zekrom and Necrozma. Or as, gosh, I'm just mixing up all the damn words. I'm trying to speed through this here. Same way as Necrozma, Dawnwings, and Duskmane, and there's really not too much to worry about. The only difference between that is the fact that if you have this particular move on Kyurem, you're going to be getting and picking up a better move when you do fuse them together, unlike the Dawnwings and Duskmane, where they just actually kind of have that move in their inventory without you having to do anything special with Necrozma or having a particular move ready to go when you do fuse them. So that's pretty much the gist, folks. That's the news that we have so far regarding Kyurem Black and White. Just wanted to drop that for you so you know what's up and make sure you're ready to go. Well, there's really not much to prepare for at this moment, unless you do have a 100 Kyurem or a 98 that you need to get to Best Buddy. That's pretty much all you can do to get ready for this right now. But with that said, make sure you do have notifications on, because we have some crazy information for the next video, which I wouldn't say it's more bombshell than this, but it's going to be a pretty big eye-opener as to what you should start be powering up and prioritizing and thinking about. Should I actually max that out? Should I wait till we get this damn thing or not? But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.